Hello there, my name is Sam, and I exist. And welcome to the SAMCAST. Unfortunate news for those who listen and care. You may be wondering, well, why am I farther in the game than last time? Well, the answer is that I wasn't very happy with my last episode. Well, it was just a lot of things I was talking about. It got weird, and it got to a point where I don't think anyone wants to hear one of the stuff that I was talking about last episode. I don't know, it's just, how to describe. I think I talked too much about a certain topic that I've talked about already, and it was a weird topic. It was back in my childhood, and this time I'm gonna try to ignore childhood stuff. This time I'm going to try to talk about what's going on right now in my life. And really and truly, when it comes to gameplay, I don't really care about the gameplay. This podcast I'm making is just because it's kind of like I guess, therapeutic in a way, to just feel like I'm talking to somebody. I guess, I don't know. That, and it's supposed to help me, it's supposed to help me, try to play more games. Newer games, at least. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Just because I'm a little farther, it's alright. And if you really care, then go play this game yourself. Or watch another Let's Play. Or watch someone else's Let's Play. But for those of you who don't care, well, what the fuck am I doing? Alright. For those of you who don't care about the gameplay, well, you're in luck. Alright, so I'm trying to remember where I'm supposed to go. I think I have the... Alright, I remember now. Okay. So... I guess I'll just talk about what's been bothering me lately. Where do I start? Well... I seem to obsess over small things. And when I mean small things, I mean like, I'm a high school graduate, right? And you'd think, well, I'd stop caring about the bullshit that people said to me, like, as soon as high school got out, because I'm never gonna see some of those people ever again, right? Well, it's not how my brain works. I think I've got, like, OCD or something like that, ADHD, some sort of disorder, because I obsess over that shit, and I make myself feel like a piece of I feel like a fucking loser because of it. And it sucks feeling that way. It really fucking sucks feeling like that, because when you feel like how I feel sometimes, you feel like just wanting to be violent. Not in a in a very bad way, like violent. Not just like like yell or something. I'm talking about like I fucking just want to beat the shit out of somebody, or kill somebody. And I would never do anything like that. I have a conscience. I'm not a fucking psychopath. I tell you that right now. It's just that when my brain, it doesn't feel good, like mentally, when I start thinking that way. And I know this, yet I keep doing it to myself, and I can't control it. It's weird. I don't know. I just can't control it. I have an overreactive imagination, and intrusive thoughts and all that. Thankfully, I have been getting better, because it used to be like I obsess over like a bunch of topics, and now it's just the one I'm really obsessing over right now is what other people think of me. I've been able to narrow it down, I guess, to just be the one thing, because it used to be like I would worry about what people think of this or what people think of that. Now it's just I worry about what people think of just me being who I am, because I joke around a bit sometimes, and I feel bad for like some of the actions that I have done, which I've like taken a joke too far or said some things that I regret. We all do. I just need to realize that I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. That's something I say, yet I always feel like I'm being judged that way. I don't know why. I just need to not care, I guess. Which is easier said than done. I've been able to not care before, and it was pretty fun. It happened during senior year, and there was this freshman kid. And you know how freshmen act when they're in high school. They're still junior high kids. They don't learn. They learn pretty fucking quickly because no one's gonna put up with their shit. Because they're gonna act all silly and jokey, and I mean that's not bad, but they're gonna take jokes to an extent, like an extreme, and hurt someone's feelings over it or be annoying about it because people are like that sometimes. And this freshman was no exception. This motherfucker, okay, he would he'd come up to me and just fucking say the weirdest shit. He wasn't even like he wasn't a jock or like something like that. He was this tiny fucking nerd. And I'm not saying being a nerd's bad, I'm just saying he was a fucking nerd. And he would, oh fuck, I wasn't running. He would just come up to me and be like, I'm gonna kiss you, shit like that. And at first I just told him to go fuck himself, and then he kept on doing it. And then finally I just thought, well, everyone's always said, like, don't give bullies, your attention, because that's what they want, right? And so I decided, you know what, I'll put it to a test. Fuck! I'll do this later. I'll put it to a test. And, I did, and I, for the rest of the year, just didn't acknowledge this little fucker's existence. I didn't acknowledge him at all. I would just stare off in the distance or like just think of something else while he tried to talk to me. And I gotta say, worked like a charm. Worked like a charm. He got so angry. Oh my god, did he get angry? It was so fucking funny because I was like watching a YouTube video, and he came up to me after he was playing basketball with like his buddies and shit, because it was in PE class, and I didn't hear a goddamn word he said, except for like the last thing he said, but he just sat there for like a full minute trying to get my attention, and finally I heard him audibly say, the one thing I heard him say was, "We're gonna have to talk about this later," and then he fucked off to his friends. Oh my god, it was so satisfying, because that day was already shit, and he wasn't making it better. I'll tell you that right now. He was not making it any fucking better. And then, there's like, one day, it was one of the last days of school, it was like the fun day that we had. I just walked past him, and he immediately was like, hey dude, hey! And I just deadpan, I didn't fucking look at him. And he's like, hey man, hey, talk to me! And right after that, I walked far away enough so he wouldn't hear me, but I fucking like did a super villain laugh, like an evil scientist like cackle, because I thought it was so fucking funny. Like it worked. And I guess the thing to say is, if you have that same situation happening to you somewhere, like at work, or if it's at work, you tell them to fuck off. But at school, you got to be careful what you say. But if you're at school dealing with shit like that, really just ignore them, unless they're getting physical. If they're getting physical, you need to talk to a fucking principal right away. And you need to, like, talk to the counselor, tell them what they're doing to you, okay? Don't fucking hide it. Don't say, oh, nothing's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Someone cares, right? They have to do something about it, because if it continues, then, well, it's gonna look bad. You're gonna tell your parents. Hopefully your parents will care and listen, and it'll look bad on their school, because they're gonna, like, make a Facebook post or something, and, that could spread. Hopefully. That's my logic, I guess. I mean, I'm hoping that if it's like a small town school, if it's like a big town school, well, if it's a big town school, maybe. Small town school, even more, because it's a small town, rural place. I'm going off now. Alright, let me think of some other things to talk about. But, well, I'll just finish this off with, if you're having problems at school, just try to, it'll get better, alright? I mean, it hasn't gotten better for me, but that's my own fault. I know it'll get better in the future, because I'll eventually grow out of this. But right now, I haven't, and it's fucking with me. But if you have problems like that, just try to think positively, you know. Think about what you've got. Because as bad as things get, at least you've got something good, right? I mean, you'll think like, oh, everything sucks, but I mean, you're alive, you know, you're living, you have a heartbeat, you're not dead. I mean, I might not have much. I mean, actually, I've got a lot now that I think about it. You know, I have a lot of the stuff that I love. Like, I have my bedroom filled up with just game stuff and all that. It's just that the people aren't very nice sometimes, and you know, fuck the people. The people can suck my dick. Really and truly, the people sometimes can suck my fucking cock. Because if they have nothing nice to say, fuck them. They ain't worth talking to. The only people worth talking to are the ones who respect you and, you know, have a fucking conscience, unlike some people. I mean, I hope for the people who are assholes to, you know, become better, you know, grow up. Some of them don't. Some of them grow. Some of them get bigger. They don't grow up. They become adult. They don't. They get bigger in size and then continue spouting bullshit. If you don't know what I mean that, like, you know, when we grow up, they get. Yeah, I'm not gonna explain it. It's just they get bigger, but they don't grow up. It's like Dan Avidan said, adults are just shitty fucking kids who got bigger. Not all adults. Some adults are actual. I'm just repeating myself now. See, that's what happens when you have a stream of consciousness like show like this. You just start. Well, for me at least, I just start like saying like I'm like rambling and shit, and that's. I don't know. That's just how I am sometimes, I guess. What else I want to talk about? Shit, I can't think of anything right now. Well, I guess other games I've been playing. I started playing System Shock 2 again today. I was at first thinking about playing it on this channel, but I decided that Super Metroid would be the one game I revisit because, well, when it comes to Super Metroid, it's just a game that I've played so much that, you know, it's the push to keep on making more videos like this, you know, the push to get me to do more of this stuff, because I plan on playing like newer games, or like new to me, I mean. I have FTL downloaded, and Invisible Ink, and a bunch of other games that I want to try out, that I'm really excited to try out, and I'm just hoping that they're fun. Because if they're not, then, well, like I said, I wasted my money. Well, now I wasted my money. I at least, you know, gave it a chance. I'm sure I'll enjoy them, though. But right now, I'm playing, I'm replaying System Shock 2 because it's just one of my favorite video games of all time. I think it is my favorite first-person shooter. And I'm also playing through, for the first time, Final Fantasy X, which I really like it. Final Fantasy X's like really fucking fun. Like, I think its battle system of what I have played is the best, because you don't have to wait. Like, how it works is you have to, like, you have a fuck. The battles are all like shown to you, like how they're gonna play out, like the turns. I mean, there's this little like indicator on like the right of the screen that that displays like who's going next and whose turn it is. And it displays not only your turn but also the enemy's turn, and you can take that to your advantage because you don't have to like worry about the enemy attacking while you're planning out your attack. You could just plan it out and watch it, you know, work, and it's a lot of fun. The one thing I don't like is that the characters don't shut the fuck up during the battles. They repeat dialogue, and it's just like, shut up. I already heard you say this. I know this character's not good for attacking this character, but I need this character to be in battle so they'll gain experience points. And I'm going to be doing this every fucking battle, so all my characters that I want to level up get experience points. But you just don't shut the fuck up. It's whatever though. It's still good. I really like the leveling up system and how it works, because it's not like normal Final Fantasies where you gain experience points and level up on your own. Now how it works is every character is placed onto the sphere grid, and the more you battle, you gain these moves. And if you can move around on this grid with the more moves that you gain from battling enemies. And you can also get these items called these these red orbs that can be used to there's red orbs that could be used to upgrade the stats of your character. And it's a lot of fun. It's like a little mini board game. And I'm having fun with it. Like, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. I'm really glad that I started playing it, because it's really fucking good. I'd recommend it. Story is actually pretty alright. I like it. It makes sense to me. Like, well, the story is I mean, it's like fantastical and all that because it's Final Fantasy, but you know, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm sure that like it makes more sense than fucking what I played of fucking Final Fantasy VIII, which I was confused by. I didn't play far into Final Fantasy VIII, but what I did play was fucking dreadful. Like, it felt like they rushed it. I mean, the game looks and sounds good, but they fucking rushed it. Cause the leveling up system is broken. Like, they don't have the leveling up system. The battle system is broken. It has classic leveling up. You know, you gain experience to gain levels. You don't have any control of it, but you have these guardian forces, which are basically like summoners. You can summon these creatures to do certain attacks, but they also have a health bar, which that gets used in Final Fantasy X. But it's more like you take control of that summon in Final Fantasy X. All right, here we go. But with the Guardian Forces, it just took so long to do it, and you didn't even have to do it anyways, because fucking I think how I heard that it works. I watched Pro Jared's video, and how he explained it was the game is made to where the more you level up, the more powerful, like the enemies level up alongside you. Or I don't or no. I think I'm thinking of it wrong. If you don't level up, the enemies like have predetermined uh they don't have predetermined levels. Because in Final Fantasy, like in a normal Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy VII, you know, if an enemy is a higher level than you, like enemies will be higher level than you. You can get levels above them, but if you are lower level than an enemy, they're gonna be more powerful than you. In Final Fantasy VIII, if I'm correct, enemies level up alongside you. So if you fight a very powerful enemy when you're like low leveled, they're also gonna be low leveled. So you could basically just go through that whole entire game without fucking battling anything or leveling up much, and you'll be fine. I think I'm correct on that. I might be wrong, but if that's the truth, I mean, I trust Pro Jared, so I'm pretty sure it is the truth. You know, like, then what the fuck? Why would you design your game like that? It's bullshit. Yeah, I started my journey with Final Fantasy because of Final Fantasy VII, because I really liked it. I played a bit of the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and it's alright. I'm crushing hard on fucking Tifa and Jessie. They're both... Oh my god. Jessie's fucking adorable. She is... Like, I like what they did with her character. They made her more of a character than she was in the original. In the original, she was just kind of there. But in this one, she has, like, a backstory. She has a family. I didn't play farther than, like, the first 4 or 5 hours. God damn it. Come on, you son of a bitch. Alright, I'm just focusing on this now, but yeah, I didn't play too far into it, but what I did play, it was alright. I just lost interest because the battles, the gameplay wasn't fun. I wanted to play it because I like RPG gameplay. And if I'm not having fun with the gameplay, then I'm not gonna really want to continue. I'm not going to want to continue the story much. Because I mean, story's fun and all, but I play video games for fun gameplay. If I want to have a good story, I'll just watch a fucking movie. I know that's not. I know that's not like. That's not the same for everybody, and you know that's fine. We all have our things when it comes to movies and video games. For me, it's like I don't really care about the plot, unless the plot's like really, really good. Unless it's Uncharted, I guess. Ah, shit, I'm gonna have to try to... Fuck. No, 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 no. Oh, fuck, I almost got it. Okay, you bastard. Alright, when it comes to, like, story-based games, I guess the one story, like, the one game series that's just full of plot that I really like is Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney is fun as fuck. I really like the Miles Edgeworth games in the Ace Attorney series because, God, it's just so much fun. Like being like playing as a prosecutor instead of a lawyer, because you can walk around in the investigations. You get to investigate the actual crime scene, and it is so much fucking fun. Like I can't describe how much fun I've had with those games. And the normal Ace Attorney games where you're in the courtroom are alright. I like those, but I had way more fun figuring out the crimes in Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth. There's also rebuttals that you have to do with characters. You have to prove them wrong, or else you lose. Basically, the courtroom scenes in Ace Attorney, just without the courtroom and without the judge. You just gotta break someone's logic down, because that's what's important in these games, is logic. And if your logic isn't good enough to beat the other person's logic, then you're not gonna win. They're just really fun puzzle games, and I had a blast playing through all of them. Or not, playing through like the first one, which I beat a long time ago. I started playing it like a couple months back when I was still in school, and I was having a blast playing through it again. I'd forgotten a lot of the solutions, so it was still like kind of fresh. It was like fresh to me again. I still remembered who did what, like who done it, but figuring out who done it was sort of new. All right. Oh man. Oh god. All right. What else do I What else do I want to talk about? What other games I've been playing? I've been revisiting an old childhood game of mine I used to play. It was Lego Indiana Jones. I bought the PS2 version, and I gotta say it's aged well. I played a bit of the Lego Star Wars 2, the original story, or like the original trilogy, and it's good, but it's not the same to me. I grew up with Indiana Jones more. I didn't watch Star Wars as a kid. I didn't really care much for Star Wars when I was like a little shit. I thought it was boring. Yeah, I loved fucking Indiana Jones, which is like, well, Indiana Jones was cooler, I feel, because it was like in the real world. I mean, I thought stuff that was like sci-fi was cool, but I guess I just wasn't into Star Wars. I don't know why. Uh-oh. Weird baby things, and then the mom is gonna come out and be all pissed off and shit. Alright, you bitch, come here. Grab a hold of me. Come on. There we go. Grab a hold of me. Alright. on, let me see it. There we go. You're dead as fuck. Alright. Okay, so... God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the Lego games. I think Lego, or like it was Indiana Jones in general. Indiana Jones, I watched Temple of Doom as a kid and fucking loved it. I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark the least. I think when it comes to the Indiana Jones films, I rate them like this. My personal favorite, it's between Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. So with the original trilogy, in the order that I think is the best, it's Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Not saying Raiders is bad, because I know some motherfucker is hearing me say that and be like, you think Raiders is bad, you placed it as number 3 in the trilogy. And I'm just saying right now, Raiders is not bad. But in my opinion, it's it's the third best. And then the fourth one, well, we don't talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It has that one awesome scene in the forest where they're like getting chased and shit, which I thought that was kind of fun. I really liked the scene, the battle with the ants, where that Russian dude just gets swarmed. Ants are like crawling up his fucking nose. Actually, hold on, let me go back and check that room. I think there's something in there. Like an item or like an E-tank or something. I might be thinking about Ridley's room, but just in case. But yeah, fuck, what? Fucking... God damn it. I think of Indiana Jones. This is gonna happen a lot, I can already tell. Indiana Jones, let's think. Oh, the Temple of Doom. Where the Russian guy gets swarmed, and there's ants going up his mouth and nose, and he just, like, he gets taken into the ant hill. I don't know, that's terrifying. I mean, there's ants like that do shit like that. I think there's, like, the bullet ants do that. Bullet ants, I think bullet ants probably do that. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be a fucking idiot, but who knows? Fuck. There we go. I'm mastering it now. No, I'm not. Shit. Yeah. And in Temple of Doom, I thought it was such a fucking awesome movie. Alright, it is such an awesome movie. Like, people hate Temple of Doom, and I'm like, what the fuck? I guess because it's darker, and I'm like, it's darker because it has to be. It's a different fucking movie. I mean, I think it's more lighthearted than Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, both are fucking pretty dark. Both have fucking violent scenes. I mean, yeah, in Temple of Doom, a guy gets his fucking heart ripped out, and then he's still alive and is set on fire. Raiders of the Lost Ark has fucking melting faces and shrunken heads and exploding heads. A guy's head melts, a guy's head shrinks, and a guy's head fucking explodes because they opened up the Ark of the Covenant. And Temple of Doom has a guy getting his head ripped off, or his head ripped off. No, that would be pretty fucking awesome if a guy gets his head ripped off, but that'd probably be like an R rating. Temple of Doom has a guy getting his heart ripped out and child slavery, but the children get set free at the end, so hey, it's all happy-go-lucky. The Nazis at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark do not walk away scot-free, to say the least, if you haven't seen it somehow. Like I said, melting faces and lightning just flying into people's fucking eyes and chests and shit. Raiders of the Lost Ark is awesome, I have to say. But I think I think my personal favorite, Temple of Doom is the best, but my personal favorite is the third one, Last Crusade. I think mainly because I think I watched the most as a kid. Well, there's that, and Sean Connery's good in his role as Indy's dad. And I think it's kind of like a retelling of of Raiders of the Lost Ark, because it's Nazis again, and you know it's a wannabe guy who wants it's a rich dude who's working with the Nazis, like the one guy Belloc in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's a rich dude working with the Nazis to find the Lost Ark because he wants to make history. Fucking God, I forgot the guy's name in fucking God, I am tired, so I'm forgetful right now. The guy in Last Crusade is basically the same, just less fun, but he has the better death because you don't really get to see Belloc's head explosion. I mean, you see his head explode, but it's covered up by fire, and I wanted to see like the full thing. I mean, at least we do get to see it somewhat, but it's just eh. But in Last Crusade, there's a really cool like shot where the guy's like he ages like 1,000 years a second, and it's like a really well done like morphing effect. It's like they use CG to help the effect get pulled. Like they used a computer to help make the effect. It's a animatronic puppet on a motion control camera rig, or it's like the animatronic puppet is able to make the same motion twice or like 3 times, because he transitions from like very old to like from like somewhat like still like human looking to a decaying body to skeleton real quickly. Very, very, very old man to a decaying corpse to skeleton. And it's just so seamless and cool. I always thought it was like really good stop motion, but no, it's a motion control animatronic being morphed from one take to the next. And it's just so cool. Actually, that whole finale is cool. Like better, I think, because you know Indy's dad is shot, and he's like just saying shit. He's like, "I'm about to die. I feel like I'm about to die. The penitent man will pass. Penitent, penitent, penitent. Penitent man kneels before God." It's cooler in my opinion. I enjoy Last Crusade a whole lot more than Raiders of the Lost Ark, but I can't say the same for the Temple of Doom, because the Temple of Doom is like on a whole other level of just awesomeness. That fucking minecart sequence in Temple of Doom, it's so good. It's all like really good miniature work with like some of the best stop motion work of the era. Like, it is super impressive what they were able to pull off at that time. And I think that it's just, I think it's it's just the best in the series. That, and my favorite fucking line is whenever Indy cuts the rope to the bridge, and he says to Short Round, "Chao Chi, La Tusansa." I think I said that right. And he's like, "Hang on, lady, we go for a ride." Oh my God, is he nuts? You know, nuts. He crazy. That line is fucking amazing. And then that whole scene where they're on the bridge that's collapsed and they're trying to climb up it, and John Williams scores going fucking nuts. Such a good movie. Temple of Doom. Alright, okay, I gotta wait for this guy to do his shit, so. Okay. I guess I'll talk about a different movie now. A movie. The movie that just popped in my mind was James Cameron's The Abyss. James Cameron's releasing those new Avatar movies soon, and I never did care for Avatar. I think I described, and I think I said in one of the last my last episode that my dad took me to go see Avatar, and I'm like, cool. What's Avatar? because I didn't know what the fuck it was. I think I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I didn't know who the fuck James Cameron was. I mean, I knew of Terminator 2, but I didn't know he was the same director of Terminator 2. So I was just kind of like, all right, and went to go see it. And it was a fun. Well, I say that. The problem is, I don't really remember my theater experience that much. I think it was in 3D. God, who remembers 3D movies? Like, really? Well, 3D movies are gone now, thankfully, because they weren't good. I think they weren't. They were never good. I never enjoyed a 3D movie. Well, I mean, the one 3D movie I enjoyed was probably Avatar, and that was it. I mean, we had 3D TV. We had a 3D TV for the longest time at my parents' house, and we were able to watch movies in 3D. Problem is that it still wasn't the best, but it was like there would be movies that were, obviously not made to be watched in fucking 3D, that were put into 3D, like the original House of Wax. My brother put that on once, and it was just, like, why are we watching this in 3D? It's just unnecessary. It wasn't made to be fucking watching 3D. The one movie I did get to watch in 3D that I thought was really fucking cool, or at least watch part of it, was the Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. That was really cool. That movie was made to be in 3D, and yep, it's silly. The movie's really fucking silly, but those movies are fun. I'll have to talk about those later because I'm about to bring up The Abyss. The Abyss is a very impressive movie. I think the main reason I respect James Cameron so much is because the hell he put himself through on The Abyss. There's a documentary out there called, like, I forgot what it was called, but it's the making of The Abyss. And they go through all the trouble, they talk about all the fucking bullshit that happened on set. And it's super interesting to just hear, like, what the fuck was going on, and like whenever they were making this movie. Like at one point in time, like how they're originally lighting it, because it takes place like mostly underwater, or like mainly underwater, but the they originally, since they're like in deep water, they're deep underwater, they'd have to, it's gonna be very dark, no sunlight's gonna be down there, so they put a tarp to cover up the sunlight so they could film during the day. Well, rain caused that tarp to tear, so they said, well, we can't afford another tarp. Looks like we're doing night shoots. And they would be like submerged underwater for like hours and hours and hours. Sometimes they would do nothing for like the whole day, and then they'd be able to do something like around the time when they're about to leave, or it's about time to go. They'd be told like, "Up, here we go. Now we're ready." They'd be sitting there for like 7 hours, and then they could do their performances and shit. Ed Harris nearly like drowned. Or no, James Cameron nearly drowned. Ed Harris was basically drowning while making that fucking movie because he had to be, underwater. He had to have his face submerged in water while deep underwater in a fucking unused nuclear silo. It's fucking crazy what they were doing, like making that fucking film. It's a very good movie, and I enjoyed a lot. I like the special edition more because it has the best ending, which I'd say just watch the special edition. The director's cut of The Abyss is a better movie than the theatrical release, which the theatrical release is a fine movie, but the director's cut is a fantastic movie. Like it's one that puts me in a mood that's like, I wish this would happen in real life, because if it did, it would probably save humanity, hopefully, but it's never gonna happen because, well, I'm actually, I shouldn't say that. It might happen. If it does happen, that would be pretty cool. We'd be living in a new era of humanity. One where we finally put our fucking bullshit aside and became friends, you know? Stopped arguing about the little things and just got along, finally. But, you know, can't really do that right now. Everyone's got something to argue about. And if you don't agree with them, then, well, you're a piece of shit, I guess. I mean, I guess that's just how logic is sometimes in the modern age. And that sucks because it's not a good way of thinking. I mean, I like to be proven wrong, you know? I like to be told that I'm wrong because I don't want to be 100% right all the time. I mean, it's good to be right about something, but it's good to be told. It's also good to be told when you're wrong, so the information I know doesn't end up causing trouble in the long run. Because if it ends up causing big trouble, then, well, you know, it's gonna be bad. God, I'm getting fucking tired. Yeah, I film these late at night because, you know, I don't want to wake up my parents. I'm still at my parents' house, you know, and my parents are sleeping. And I say I film it at night because I don't want my parents bothering or, like, you know, coming and knocking on my door and asking for something. I don't speak very loud because, you know, they're trying to sleep, and it's respectful to be like, you know, I understand you're trying to sleep. I'm gonna try to be as quiet as I can be. Oh man. So after this part of the game, we go to Norfair, I think, or Lower Norfair. Fuck, come on. And then we get to fight Ridley, and then it's the ending of the game. God damn it. Alright. Fuck! There we go. Okay. Alright. Yeah. One game I want to try out one of these days is... I want to try out one of the Star Wars games. Like one of the, like, the BioWare Star Wars games. I have played the Jedi Knight game. I played Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, which is really fucking good. But I really want to play the BioWare ones because I hear those are really fun. BioWare games. I think BioWare, they have a very mixed reputation when it comes to games, don't they? I mean, they've released good games in the past, but, you know, recently it's... I mean, they also are responsible for the Sonic the Hedgehog RPG, which I played for like 5 seconds and immediately was like, yeah, nope. This is not gonna be good. It's like Sonic the Dark Brotherhood or something like that. I forget what it's called. I'll have to give it a chance one of these days, but until then, ugh. I think a game I might play on this channel is one of the Ace Attorney games. I have a DS emulator that might work fine with on my computer and might be able to emulate, or it might be able to emulate properly while recording. So that should be fun. Yeah, I think the one I have is Apollo Justice, which I haven't played that one yet. I do remember Apollo Justice was in the Ace Attorney game on 3DS, Dual Destinies, which is a fucking great game. I love Dual Destinies. I'll have to play it again someday. And there's what else is there? What other? I think there was another. I think there's like two, or I know there's Ace Attorney and versus Professor Layton, which I need to try that out. I really need to try out that one because I have played one of the Professor Layton games. I didn't get too far into it because it made my brain hurt, and I felt like a dumbass for failing it. I just gotta accept failure when it comes to video games and not get so angry because it's just a video game. You try again, you know. If you fail, just try again. My brain can't comprehend that and immediately releases anger. I mean, I've gotten better. I haven't fucking like the most I do now is like slap my leg, and you know that hurts, but I'll be all right. I think there's another thing here, isn't there? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's it at? The little cool thing about this area right here is that this area can fuck the game up like royally. Like it can fuck the game up. Like if you perform a certain exploit, it can cause graphical glitches to happen and reset your progress. You'll still have the same items, but it will reset the game progress to like the beginning of the game. So you can get like double items and all that. It's a really cool trick. It's a glitch that I had recently found out about and was like my mind was blown. I was like, holy shit, really? It's really cool. Alright. I think I'm about to call this a podcast. Let me get to the next save point, and then I'll sign off. Yeah, I think this podcast was better than last one that I recorded, because last one got really fucking weird. It's the best I can describe it, because I don't want to go into it, because it was just... I was talking about a scene from a movie that scarred me as a child, and it's a movie... It's something I want to move past, because I've talked about it so much now. It just feels awkward talking about it, so I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. Alright, well, this has been a fun, short episode. Well, short to me. The last episode that I'm not releasing was an hour long. Yeah, thank you for listening. Those of you that are listening, I hope you all have a good rest of y'all's day. My name is Sam, I exist, and this has been an episode of the SAMCAST. Next episode, who knows what'll happen. I might be finishing this game next episode, which I doubt. But yeah, have a good rest of y'all's day or night, and I'll be seeing y'all later. Goodbye.